Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Why are we wasting time with all these intros, Ian? We got a lot of questions to answer, so we better go and do that.
Yep. They keep pouring in from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes. There's almost too many questions for 2 episodes a week, but we'll see. Starting off with this one from Icon PNG. If you had to pick one character each for the following choices with Mimic Mogul, Lyric, and Shade, which would you fully canonize, keeping their story mostly the same, erase from existence retroactively, and totally reimagine from scratch? Who would you choose for each and why?
Sage to fully canonize, bring back
Shade?
the...
You mean Shade?
What did I say?
You said Sage.
Well, no, they're very different characters, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Fully canonize would be Shade, mostly to salvage the Nocturnus clan's connection to the Gizoids and all that. I liked that. And I liked her as a character in particular. So, And I think that one in particular would resonate the most with the Sonic fan base. Retool from scratch, Lyric. I feel like I have a way to bring him in to make him an interesting Knuckles villain myself. I think I have a solid enough pitch.
Yes. Come on. Let's do it.
And Mogul, I enjoy Mogul, but he's Vandal Savage's persona, let's be honest. So
he is largely unnecessary. Yes, we don't need him.
Of those 3, I can make the cut for Mogul.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, we don't need him.
I mean, it could be a coin flip too. I'm not super married to the idea of Lyric. I could toss him out just as easily and retool Mogul from the ground up. Either way.
Yeah. Lyric is more likely to happen, though. Let's be real. I mean, let's not say how much more likely. But we know Mogul is almost certainly off the table entirely. Lyric is at least still owned by Sega. Or at least they have some sort of control over his existence. Anyway, Jaden H has a question. The Isekai adventures continue. This time, Starline finds himself in the world of Genshin Impact. At one point, he comes into contact with the Statue of the Seven and finds out he can resonate with it and is able to use the power of the element tied to it. The first element Starline obtains can be your choice. What would Starline do with this newfound power, and who would he try to align himself with in this unfamiliar world?
I want him to align with Hydro and Fontaine and assume that he can just breathe underwater in the rest of Tevat. So then he tries to go diving like Inazuma, and the Isekai adventures continue. That punchline's just, it's begging for it. He would either try to align with Shneznaya or the Abyss. And the funnier option is the Abyss because he ain't gonna last long there. Yet another Isekai adventure continues tagline there. But it almost seems too stupid and arrogant for him.
I mean, he is pretty stupid and arrogant, to be fair.
We'll say he tries to join the Fatui. He thinks he's going to be the 10th Harbinger. Rolls on up in the Zaritza. It's like, hello there, I'm a talking animal. You're not used to this. Give me a delusion.
Wait a minute. What are they called? The Patui?
The Fatui.
The Fatui. That's not much better.
There's a whole explanation between operatic nomenclature and blah, 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 blah. Point him. He wants to be a Faustus. And I don't see him going very far. Maybe Child wants to see how tough this guy is, and Starline's like, oh, I have elemental power. I should be able to handle mere human. And then, no. Child doesn't even have to whip out the foul legacy. We've got 3 different Isekai adventures continuing after the scenario.
I imagine him looping. It keeps coming back.
One more purple star coming out of the sky. He's not even a gold star. He's just purple.
He aligns himself with one, dies, comes back, aligns himself with another, dies, comes back. Yes. He gets stuck in
tries to go.
It's the Genshin Impact loop for a little while.
He tries to go for the Fatui first, gets rebuked, goes with the Abyss second, gets annihilated, decides that he's going to swim out to Suma and get the almighty Raiden Shogun on his side, and zip, zap, glub, glub, he's done.
Nice.
Fourth time's the charm? No, he shows up in Natlan right as the invasion begins.
I mean, at least it gets a theme song. Whether it's a cool theme song or not, I don't know.
Oh, you say that though, and imagining him doing a buddy team up with the thing that calls himself Injo. Oh my god, I'd play that for actual money. I would pay for that experience.
Nice. All right, here's one from Jara. Drogoon question.
Hey!
Given your penchant for extensive world building and the fact that there are only so many pages for story writing, I would imagine you have gone out of your way to, in detail, develop at least one or two things about each of the realms of your setting. On that note, please tell us one thing for each of the realms that has no relevance to the story whatsoever, which you put a lot of thought into establishing just because you got deep into the weeds world building.
Oh, well, see, to me, it's all relevant because it's all indicative of the history of the realms and how it came to be.
Yeah, but maybe it's not relevant to a specific person's story. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, not everything is relevant to like the main storyline. It's, that's a neat perspective question. Okay, so, and this is all subject to change, of course, as things develop, but in Humaheim, most of the vehicles, personal or public transport, are powered by a built-in grid in the cities. Going off-grid, quite literally, in autonomous motorized vehicles is extremely rare, and that is by design. In Ageheim, there was the local currency was the foliage of a very specific tree controlled by a very specific royal family, and money quite literally grew on trees until the annexation into Galaxant and the standardization was applied to all the realms. It's still used as legal tender in some locations, but it has a terrible exchange rate beyond that. Drofheim, if you had the proper equipment and resources, you could quite literally go from the surface of the realm to the molten core. Just straight trip.
Wow.
Have to take a little bit of a zigzaggy path, but if you got the right climbing gear and the provisions and the chutzpah to do that, you could quite literally go from one end of the realm to the other. Nurmenheim, folks already focus on the robust fishing market angle, so Nurmenheim I actually need to do more on, because that's the realm where I have the general idea. But when I realized how large of a scope that was, it's like, oh, wait, this could be its own thing. I'll come back to you. Suffice to say, the classification of Nurmen is insultingly broad. There are so many different individual species and cultures that fall under Nurmen that it's basically meaningless. But everyone uses it anyway. In Shantyheim is... what to say? It's in the middle of its own political upheaval in the most mundane way. Like, it was a monarchy for the longest time, was broken into something of a democracy, oligarchy. There were multiple representatives, all of them in Galaxant's pocket. And the rise of Queen Titania is a very recent thing, and a very calculated political move on her part, and that's going to have major repercussions overall. So maybe that's not like a nuancy thing, but whatever. Argusheim is a direct result of the Age of Chaos, the battles that the Drogoon took part in that quite literally reshaped that realm. And how that happened will also be a linchpin to the central storyline. Why it happened is something I don't know if we're going to have room to get into in the main story, but goodness knows I have alternative story meanings that I want to explore as well. So it's it's ultimately a story of tragedy and arrogance, and nobody alive knows that, which is also kind of tragic in its own way. And is that everybody? Humam, Anjaheim, Drogenheim. What to say about Drogenheim? It exists. I'll leave it at that. That's enough on that one.
No spoilers, huh?
That's end game stuff.
Okay, hold on. Here's my question for you, Ian. Do the people who live in Nurmenheim, are they called Nermies?
They weren't, but now, Kyle, just for you, they will.
Well, at least we're not talking about Sonic characters called Nermies.
Just wait till the crossover.
Yeah, well. Oh, well. All right, Kaori has a question. If Maria were to be alive for 24 full hours in the current time with Shadow, what would they do?
Whatever she wanted.
This sounds kind of like what happened in Shadow Generations, isn't it?
No.
They happen to exist in the same time period for a little while, at least, because of the time.
But Shadow was busy. Shadow was busy trying to save all of creation.
Okay.
From the big, snarly, prune-faced demon man.
Whatever.
They don't really get to hang out a lot.
Okay.
But wherever she wants to go in the world, whatever she wants to do, whatever sites she wants to see, they will go there and they will do that.
Okay. They're going to the Taylor Swift concert with Amy. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Front row seats.
Got it. Backstage passes and all. Yep.
Maria's very happy. She has no idea who this person is, but as long as Shadow is enjoying himself, she's happy to be
here. All right, King Oyster has a question. How would some of the Sonic and or IDW cast react to seeing those grim dark, what if Maria watched Shadow get his heart ripped out and eaten? Or what if someone stabbed Cream 37 times in the chest type of writing prompts you've gotten? We've not forgotten those specifically, but we have gotten a few dark ones.
Yeah. I think Sonic would just kind of laugh and shake his head and not even acknowledge it. Like, all right, you do you. I ain't paying attention. Tails and Amy would be deeply distraught. Like, why would you want that to happen to somebody? No. Do you need help? Are you in trouble? Is this how you're reaching out? Knuckles would just kind of say, "You're weird. Stop it."
Yeah.
I think Tangle would say the same thing, but getting kind of misty-eyed. She's just upset. You're weird. Stop it.
Yep.
Whisper just wants to know where you live. To talk.
I just want to talk. I just want to talk to him.
And Eggman would make it part of his PowerPoint presentation. See, this is why I need to rule the world. I'll stop this kind of thing from happening.
Wow.
Look at what these children are coming up with without proper guidance from the Egg Emperor. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I'm surprised he wouldn't take some ideas.
He's a world-conquering, blowing up, evil megalomaniac, but he's not going to stab the bunny girl 37 times. What are you talking about? That's inefficient.
No, I guess not. But if a whole bunch of bunny girls happen to fall into a crack in the earth when it's being opened up and unleashing a hell beast, then that's fine.
Fault for standing there.
Yeah, then that's fine. Yeah. 37 times is a very specific number. I'm curious.
We don't need to investigate that.
No, let's not go any deeper into that. All right, Mephiles #1 fan has a question. Vector gets Charmy some karate gi as a present. How quickly does he come to regret that decision?
Very.
Immediately.
No. At first, it's, Charmy's so happy. He's having fun. He's being active by himself, not asking for him to play games. All right, great. He's distracted and he's happy. That's a good time.
Yeah.
And then the destruction happens.
Uh-oh. And then he goes a little too crazy, huh?
Hiya! How's it going? How you doing? Espy is just seething. This is culturally insensitive.
Vector driving Charmy to karate class. Adorable.
All right, what do we say to the sensei? Your check will be in the mail tomorrow. No.
At least Hope Vector had some forethought to not also give Charmy some nunchucks.
Well, that was Christmas, but that's staying kind of hidden in the closet.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're older, like 47.
Yeah. There's no ages anymore, but we'll figure it out. Mutton Chop AJ has a question. Rough and Tumble have been bailed out of jail and scouted by a seedy media giant. She hires them because they're natural performers and wants to whip them into superstars, even if it kills them. Can the Skunk Brothers make it big time, or do they crack under pressure and go on the run from their insane agent?
No, they can't hit the big time. Yes, they're going to crash under pressure, and yeah, they're going to go running and hiding. Yeah. They're going to try their darndest first because they're going to chase that carrot on a stick for a good long while, but eventually it stops paying dividends, and they're like, this ain't fun anymore.
All right, Mr. West Soda 123 has a question. One day, Vector dies in his sleep on the coach. Whatever Charmy and SBO do, he just won't wake up. The next day, Mighty and Ray walk in to catch up with their Chaotix buddies. How do SBO and Charmy react to Vector's sudden death, and how do they tell Mighty and Ray?
Oh, no, it's a Weekend at Bernie's scenario.
Yes. Weekend at Vector's.
SBO turns invisible to make his limbs move around, and Charmy hides inside his head to make his mouth flap.
Yeah. Why is so many people dying on this episode?
You okay there, Vector? You look a little loopy.
No, I'm okay.
Really? Because it looks like you got 37 knife wounds to the chest.
No, it was just very itchy. I have hives.
Vector sounds like Toad.
Well, it's Charmy trying to make the voice inside his mouth.
I know. It sounds like Toad.
I'm the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, good to see you, Vector. Tell SB on Charmy I said hi. Okay, Ray, let's just go, buddy. Now I understand why you never went back. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. All right, let's move on to this next question here from Miss Livid. All right, Lyle and Kian. My question is about our 4 favorite misunderstood hedgies, Sonic, Amy, Shadow, and Silver. Why do all of them have short tempers? I'm curious if these land pufferfish are bipolar because they have big hearts but also big attitudes and quills. Just curious on y'all's take on these certified crash outs, or dare I say, crash hogs. Don't you dare cringe.
They're just very passionate individuals.
Yes, they're very happy to be
physical
here.
Abilities. Yes. They have very strong morals and motivation to act on those.
Yes, they're very powerful. Don't question them.
They're fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're fine.
All right, question from Morless. Ever since Sage made her debut as Eggman's daughter in Frontiers, I've been curious as to what kind of relationship she and Nicole would have. For simplicity's sake, let's assume post-reboot Archie Nicole in this case. Obviously, they'd be enemies, but beyond that, what would they think of each other? Would Sage empathize with Nicole's strained relationship with her father? Would they troll each other on social media? We actually did this.
Did we?
Yeah, we did this a little while ago.
It's been so long I forgot. But this is why everybody should go over to BumbleKast.com and check out the Q&A master list. It's a big old spreadsheet with all the questions ever asked. Control F, search for the keywords, and save yourself some time and money.
Don't forget there's also tabs on that as well. But yeah, we did this before. You said that Sage would be like a creation of Nicole in a sense.
Oh.
Something like that?
That would be maybe how we would approach it. But this is more of a question of what would their relationship be.
And then, but their relationship was like they were secretly friends, like meeting up and talking shop and then going their own separate ways at the end. Something like that.
Well, that's one way to do it, sure.
Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, if you wanted to answer it again.
I mean, if we're I think from the mindset of this version of the question, it's, actually canon Sage and then importing some version of Nicole. So, or maybe it's just a full crossover between chatter spaces. I don't know. But vanilla Sage, vanilla post-reboot Nicole.
Yeah.
And I could see it being slightly more antagonistic, just in that Sage wants to eliminate all opposition to her father, and Nicole doesn't want to be eliminated, or her friends, thank you very much. But there would be some degree of longing on Sage's part because Nicole's already kind of gotten this emotional individualization kind of figured out. How do you do that? Her data set's still really limited in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole would see a opportunity to nurture someone, because she knows how hard it is to figure out yourself when you're kind of unique in the world. But there's also that kind of lingering worry of if she becomes more competent and self-assured, is this going to be a bad thing in the long run? Is it morally right to help or not help? Sally, help. And so I was like, okay, back up a moment. She was in our systems? Oh, right. That is a concern. Rudder!
Uh-oh. All right. Mixlinger17 has a question. You both can just say your 3 favorite desserts and why if it's been a bad day and you don't want to deal with shipping nonsense.
Oh, you're so sweet, Mixiger.
Thank you.
Chocolate silk pie.
Oh, that's good. I really enjoy like a plain vanilla ice cream. I'm a plain guy. I'm fine with that. Maybe throw some toppings on it, but
yeah, I don't eat it anymore because it's just so bad for you. But like, I used to get dirt cake on my birthday.
Uh-oh.
Which is just layers of pudding and crushed Oreo all together. Just, It is so bad for you.
Cake with buttercream frosting. That's good.
And my number 3, a chocolate lava cake with a bit of vanilla ice cream on the side.
Oh, delicious.
There's a place nearby that is a pretty solid one. And just, you know what I mean.
I'd say for my third one is some kind of like soda float, root beer or cola or anything like that. That's good. I like those. Or just, yeah. I mean, that's still vanilla ice cream technically, but toss some soda in there. So that's a recipe of 2 things.
Honorable mention goes to Kit Kat ice cream.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I also like cookie dough. Yes. All right. Now that we're sufficiently hungry, Night Fury Lover 31 has a question. We've had a lot of body swaps, but I feel like we're missing a big one. Sonic and Metal Sonic. How's this go? And as much as I love joke answers, I feel like this is something Eggman would take advantage of.
I actually have a loose pitch for a short story on this subject, and it mostly hinges on Metal Sonic finally achieving his goal. He is the one true Sonic, and just finding it horrible because he has to eat now. He isn't just powered by his engine. He, physically feels things. He has stamina. There are limits. He has to learn how to talk. Never mind the Neo Metal thing. That's special. That's different. That's Eggman tech. And it's weird now. He's not connected to the Eggnet. He has no GPS. He has to find his own bearings. He's perceiving things through these eyeballs and not a sensor. It's just awful. He's this horrible, fleshy, hairy thing. Biology is gross. He wants to go back to the mechanical form, the superior form, and that will be the one true Sonic.
Yes.
Sonic, meanwhile, is in a panic because he can't tell anyone that he's Sonic.
Uh-oh.
He has no mouth. And he also needs to play it cool because if Eggman figures out that he's him, that could be a big problem.
Uh-oh.
So how do you, as Metal Sonic, go barreling towards Sonic in front of all your friends and wave your big shiny claws and say, without a mouth, you're in danger without getting clobbered?
Sonic, you're going to have to learn how to write.
Look out, Sonic! Metal Sonic's coming right for you! And Sonic just smiles.
Oh, no.
Metal Sonic's getting stomped to the ground. How do I do the shield? How do I do the shield?
He's doing a lot of pantomiming and acting really weird for Metal Sonic. Like, what is he doing?
Like he's actually running on his own 2 feet going, how does the turbine turn on?
Yeah.
At least I'm not getting tired, but I'm not going anywhere very fast.
Sonic has no mouth, but he must go fast. All right, next question is from Onyxodon. Starline is thrown into a world of pure imagination, where ice cream that never melts and gobstoppers that are everlasting exist. The world of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What does Starline think of the eccentric Willy Wonka and his candy inventions? What of the Oompa Loompas? And those 5 children? Is he excited or dreading to become Wonka Starline again? And how long before he becomes Dr. Flavored, chocolate-coated Starline and sold by the pound?
He comes so close to having a happy ending here because it's a big theatrical Technicolor dreamscape that's also full of death traps, but it's fully functional. It's an incredibly competently run and lucrative market. And he lures the worst of the people in the world into this beautiful magical land and punishes them on a moral level. Wonka's a genius.
Yeah.
I've ended my friendship with Eggman. I'm now best friends with Willy Wonka. Even the Snozzberries take place. Snozzberries. He's home. After his long isekai adventure, he is home. Until Mr. Wonka announces the plan about the 5 golden tickets to choose his successor. He's right here, sir. Who appreciates your vision. Who is completely in sync with you. Why are you sending out tickets? If anyone should be running the factory, it's him.
It's me.
Only he understands Wonka truly. And you know where it goes from here.
And of course he gets an Oompa Loompa song.
Oompa Loompa Doompa Dee Die. Dr. Starline just got isekai'd. Doompa Loompa Oompa Dee Dis. It's all because of his own hubris.
Yes. All right, here's one from Pale. Congratulations on the release and success of yet another game you've worked on. That's right, I'm talking about Rivals of Aether 2. So to celebrate, I figured I'd ask an Aether question. Out of the Dungeons cast, who was your favorite to write for? I have a feeling it was Artemis.
Artemis was fun. Also, thank you. I liked Hamir because he was the only serious one in there, really. I do enjoy the straight foil to any dynamic. I guess it's kind of a toss-up between Fleet and Slade, because Fleet is that kind of Ren Fair energy that's just fun, but Slade's, Jack Sparrow piratey, and that's also fun. And then Artemis is just angry at everything, and that's also fun. So they were all a lot of fun. But I guess, Fleet had the real arc out of all of them. She wants to do good so bad, and is kind of a flake about it, but then finding her calling and actually knuckling down and becoming the hero that Jules Vale needs. That was nice to see for her.
Mm-hmm.
I guess spoilers for Dungeons of Aether if you haven't played yet.
Uh-oh. All right, now here's one from Peacock Queen. Forgetting Sonic, Rouge, and Omega for a moment, how does Shadow see Tails, Amy, Knuckles, and the others? Does he have a soft spot for someone in particular, or does he treat everyone with the same indifference?
Outwardly, it's the same indifference. If you're not in his way, you don't matter. I would like to think that there is some degree of trust. He knows they're not going to cause trouble. If he runs into them, he knows that they have the best intentions, I'd like to think.
We know he has something of a soft spot for Cream, right?
Depends on what I can get away with.
And Amy. I would
I
say
like to think
maybe those two. Maybe.
I like to think that he trusts Amy.
Yeah.
He's not going to outwardly say it, and he won't necessarily... we joke about it all the time, and it was fun to see in Murder Of, but I don't think he's going to outwardly express it, but I think of anybody, if someone's going to say, Shadow, you need to stop and listen for a half second, the only person that would actually work with is Amy.
Yeah. Amy hugged him, and it almost fixed him. Almost. So...
Reassuring physical contact? I haven't felt this since...
No!
I've only known her for 5 minutes, but if anything happens to her, I'll destroy the world and everyone in it.
Sounds about right.
Shadow, don't do that. Okay.
But only because you said so. And we got one from Professor Scruffymet. While in white space, Shadow finds a discarded Game Boy and gives it to Maria before she's sent back to her rightful place in time. The one cart plugged into it, Pokemon Red. Which Pokemon does she latch onto as her favorite?
Oh, she loves them all. They're all so cute, and she wants them to grow and be their strongest. She doesn't like the fighting, though. Why do they have to fight? Can't they just be friends?
She doesn't like the fighting? I think she might get into it at some point,
I mean, she absolutely knows how to min-max them
Yeah.
from the start. She intuitively understands IVs before anybody would know what those are, but she doesn't like it. So in her head canon, they're just playing maybe a little roughly.
Yeah.
But they all show restraint, and they're getting stronger from all this exercise.
Yeah.
That's how she's going to read it.
And they all faint and they don't die, so.
They're just tuckered out from all the fun they're having.
She'd hate Nuzlocke.
Very insistent on this.
She hates Nuzlocke.
Angst Lord Child Abe is like, no, they're fighting to the death. Did you know the one used to be called Skull Kraken? She's like, Abe, that's not how we're playing it.
As long as she doesn't read the Pokedex, we're good.
And she gets to Mewtwo's entry, and she kind of looks at Shadow, looks at the entry, looks at Shadow, looks at the entry. Who would her starter be? It's Pokemon Red. Maybe Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
She likes the idea of a little round friend that can grow plants. She would water it and name it something adorable that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Makes sense because there was so little plant life on the Ark. So, she has a nice plant friend.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
It's greenery that follows you around.
She calls it Cosmo. There we go. It's Cosmo.
No. God, now I imagine that the bulb on the back sprouts into her face.
Purple Rush has a question. Is Tails making a fake Chaos Emerald known to the public or just the people who were aboard the Ark? I ask because wouldn't Tails have more of a target on his back if people knew he could make something as powerful as a fake Chaos Emerald?
Well, it's not as powerful. It just shares its wavelengths and properties.
It's not as powerful as a real Chaos Emerald, but it's still quite powerful.
I think it's very confidential knowledge. It's not something that they really broadcast.
I don't think Tails goes out there and says, hey, I made a fake Chaos Emerald. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, shoot, he left it on the Ark, so.
I guess it would probably be destroyed then, right? Or at least, oh wait, it's not destroyed, is it? The Ark is not, is the Ark?
No, Ark's still up.
Ark's still up there, okay. For some reason I was
not really accessible.
Okay. For some reason I was thinking it got destroyed at the end of SA2, but I guess not. Goes to show how long it's been since I played it. Well, did I play Sonic X Shadow Generations? Yes, I started it. Well. Question from Reckons. Returning from her last outing, Blaze finds Marine has covered the palace in cannons, making it a fortress able to sink an island. When she asks the castle staff why they let her do this, they respond that they just thought it looked really cool. What is Blaze's response?
A long, deliberate sigh.
Yeah.
And she finds Marine just kind of lounging on the throne, playing Pokemon Green, and shoots up. Oh, crikey! Hi, you like what I did with the castle? And Blaze is like, normally, no, but considering what's coming through the portal right now, we need everything we can get our hands on. What's coming through the portal now? And then just some kind of Eggman horrible thing is coming down on the castle. And Marine's like, crikey, there's that way we can launch all the cannons at once. And Blaze goes, yeah, you can. Snaps her fingers, fire ignition.
Boom.
The entire Royal Island just shifts 10 feet backwards.
Uh-oh. Terrifying, but also awesome. All right, our last question before I take a break is from Scurvy Pirate Dog. We've seen Sonic Speed do all sorts of crazy things, like restoring time, fending off the metal virus, and more. So, since they're all in white space, what if Sonic Speed also managed to completely cure Maria of her disease? Like, just running around her and bam, she's completely cured. How would everyone react?
I mean, everyone in general would be, well, number one, they don't know who Maria is for the most part. But, with a little bit of context, oh, she was sick and now she's well. Way to go, Sonic. And Maria goes, that was so kind of you. Shadow, I have to ask, why didn't you try that?
Oh,
Shadow's just staring off into the middle distance.
Oh, no. Oh.
Doom's eye just kind of floats down behind him. Somebody told me that you were so stupid and I didn't believe it, but now I believe it.
Yeah, Shadow, why didn't you?
Amy's like, Sonic, don't. And Sonic's like, no, I ain't saying anything. This look is enough. Big just claps him on the shoulder. Don't worry, buddy. I didn't think of it either.
Oh, no. Sonic side-loops the sickness right out of her.
Well, now that we've ruined Shadow Generations, we're going to take a break. Stay tuned for a patron-sponsored ad, and we will be back with more BumbleKast. This ad comes from Chaos Sonic 1. Hello again. I'm asking for you to help my friend Yuna Florynn and her husband, Hyro_/H/ quit his job, all to dedicate his life to taking care of his wife, Yuna. Commissions are open to cover the medical expenses, so please help them, as my friends need all the help they can get. H/ offers full character art for $25 USD, plus $10 per extra character, and avatars at $15 USD each. Please contribute if you are able. I really want them to be okay, as they are really nice, make really good art, and are good friends. Thank you. You can find links to their various accounts down below in the description of the episode.
We're back, and we got a question from SoccerCot. I work as a forklift driver, transporting large domestic appliances like refrigerators, microwave ovens, washing machines, and dryers. How would various Sonic characters each handle that job?
Sonic doesn't have the patience for that kind of deliberate maneuverability. Tails is fine. In fact, he'll figure out a way to automate it if he hasn't already.
Yeah.
Amy, I think she'd get a handle on it. She'd be all right. Knuckles, do not trust him with that. Nothing will be intact by the end of it. Yes. He'll just get frustrated with it and pick it up and put it there himself. And Eggman, well, we already know he's certified.
Yes. Silver thinks the forklift is stupid because it can just, all he has to do is just think about lifting the thing up and it goes up. It's like, I don't need that.
Oh, you need a machine to lift things. How quaint.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like flexing as everything flies into place. And that one goes over there, and that one goes over there. Ooh, done in record time.
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
Careful, Silver. You're starting to sound like Randy Savage there.
Tangle. Yeah. Tangle's trying to use her tail to stabilize something on the forklift. It's not working. Oh, no.
No, guys, she can totally lift it all the way to the top. She just needs to stabilize it a little bit. Trust me, she can put stuff even higher. You'll see. Oop.
And there goes. Oh, boy.
But don't worry, Silver catches it as it falls over.
Of course.
Oops, did you drop something? Don't worry, I caught it.
Pretty much. Oh, darn, it could have dropped on Starline. What the heck?
I wasn't even doing anything evil this time. Come on now.
Starline, you're always doing something evil.
You true.
After all, the forklift is an efficient way of killing. Forklift simulator. Guess I'll see you later. Here's one from Sonic Beta 4. Was Madonna in the Archie comics at all based on Topaz from Sonic X? And was she at all interested in Sonic at one point in her life, like in the early drafts for Sonic 1?
She was based off of Topaz, because her name was Madonna Topaz. No, Garnet. No,
Garnet. Garnet. Yeah, Madonna Garnet.
Garnet, yeah. Yeah, because we can call her Topaz directly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So, yeah, inspired by that and by the Sonic 1 concept. And I didn't want to go full Elise with her.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want her to just be an avid fan of Sonic and his heroism. Just hold him in the highest regard. Like, why can't more people just be like him? And would be kind of the voice counter to Tower, who's like, these super powered animals are wreaking havoc on the planet at any given moment. She's like, yeah, but he's always on the good guy side. He's like,
mm-hmm. All right. Question from Sonic Sword Fighter. Silver, too curious about the answer to his burning question, goes to Tails to find out how babies are made. How does he react to the much too thorough answer he gets in response?
Oh, Tails doesn't know.
I was going to say, bold assumption to assume Tails knows. Tails is like, has no idea.
He's a mechanic, not a biologist. What are you talking about?
Tails just assumes they're built. What are you talking about? What do you want?
I mean, he's seen how the chow just kind of nuzzle together and make an egg. He assumes it's something like that.
Also, I mean, he's a genius, but he is still a child.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, he ain't going to Tails to get that information. I mean, unless, like, Tails just tells him, I mean, duh, the storks bring him.
Yeah, what's his name? Her name. Sorry, didn't mean to specify like that.
All right, Spoiler 1001 has a question. Can the Tails doll, Omochao, or Omega truly die, or are they like Furbies, where they live on when you kill them?
I imagine if you could manage to destroy Omega, like delete his code and everything, that could sufficiently kill him. Same with Tails doll. Like if you get rid of all the fluff and whatever's running it, yeah. Omochao can never die. Omochao is a timeless, horrible creature that can never be escaped.
Well, that makes sense. Here's a question from Superior Pizza. You know, Shadow and Mario would make a pretty good team up. I mean, Mario's just as capable as Sonic, and despite his fairly innocent personality, he's willing to, quote-unquote, unalive his opponents. I mean, look at Bowser. He literally took the man's skin off. But best of all, he rarely talks. Like ever, aside from the occasional wahoo and yippee. How would this red duo play out if they were left to save the world from, I don't know, a fusion of Demento and Infinite? Diminfinite?
That's a terrifying thought. Good God. That mask would be sick, though.
It would be freaking cool. It would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
You'd have like Infinite in a cloak, and everything gets better in a cloak. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they would work pretty well in tandem. I think Mario has a exuberance to him, a kind of joyful energy that would just get on Shadow's nerves in general. But, you know, they'd focus on the mission at hand and take down Diminfinite.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, Mario gives them a tip of the hat, Shadow gives them a solid nod, and they move on. Yeah, I can see that. I also see Sonic and Luigi being incredibly wholesome.
Yes. All right, Super Shoes is here with a question. Assuming that Sonic 1 takes place in the year 1991, does this mean that most Sonic games take place in a highly advanced mid-90s, even the newer ones like Frontiers? Or does the year get retconned to be newer every year, so Sonic 1 would be in the early 2020s?
Sonic 1 happens at the beginning of events, and that's it. We don't apply years.
Yeah, I know. This is a very different Earth that has very different rules, so the time... I would say the calendar is probably very different if one exists at all. It hasn't been story relevant yet, so you could say it's maybe like 1990X or 2000XX. You know,
20XD6.
There you go. Yeah, let's play Mega Man rules here. Question from Switchel. Hello, Pirate Cast. Since he wasn't isekai'd yet, I guess Starline Izuka's Sega employment adventures continue. With the Sonic brand now dismantled, the CEO of Sega, Sammy, approaches Starline and informs him that, surprisingly, killing off Sonic Forever has made Sega record profits. Starline has been given $500 million to fund the next game project he wants to work on, and has given free rein as director. What does Starline do?
Oh, it's an Eggman game.
About how good Eggman is.
I mean, we finally get an Eggman game, and
yeah.
What is it? I don't know. I imagine it's one part RTS, one part tactical sim, and one part shooting gallery.
Does Starline put himself in the game?
Oh yeah, I mean he's
okay.
I guess he's the central narrative character. You know, hello, Doctor. I'm here to advise you on everything, and you're going to listen because I'm right. Not that you need a tutorial level, but just so you understand how this game functions.
Yes. Makes sense to me. All right, System 509 has a question. Oh no, Tails has busted his leg in a workshop accident and it needs to be in a cast for a while. To make his little buddy feel better, Sonic brings a bunch of their friends and some enemies to sign his cast for him. What funny or supportive messages do people write on Tails' leg cast?
Cream and Amy write something like, get better soon. We believe in you. Hope you heal quickly. Sonic writes something like, you'll hit the ground running, I know it. Knuckles is like, at least you still have two tails.
Rude, but funny.
Rough and Tumble, I don't know why they're here, but they just write, get good.
Both of them?
Skill issue.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, guys. There's the door. Orbot writes in there, this will teach you to invite me onto Tales 2 properly next time.
That's right. Shadow just signs his name.
Oh, that's great. We're just like nudged him. You have to write something. Fine. Wrote your name. I wrote something.
What does Rouge write then?
Her phone number.
Why?
And Tails is looking at it going, why? And Amy's like, Rouge. And she's like, what? Refuses to explain or elaborate. And Tails is really mystified. These Team Dark guys are weird.
Yeah. So weird.
Omega cannot hold a weak pin. He will monogram with his claw. No, it's okay, it's okay.
No.
The sentiment is appreciated. Everyone get out, please.
Please leave. Oh, no. That's terrifying. Oh, boy. No. No. This is a family show, Ian Flynn.
Much, just in case he needs, like, takeout or something. He's got a busted leg.
Okay. Oh, well. Here's a question from the Aussie Blue. It is a Sega mandate that Team Dark are not friends. This saddens me. Life is a difficult journey, and we are not meant to walk alone. So let's play a game of pretend. If Team Dark were friends, what friend activities would you have them do?
Kill Eggman. No.
Need some team building exercises.
The team will build a pile of corpses that are robots built by Eggman with his on top. What would they do? Like, I can see Rouge being able to have a night on the town, enjoy herself out, but Omega and Shadow are such fuddy-duddies.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they go shopping with her. It'll be fun. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Stops
Something
her from
like that.
swiping her card one more time. What are you doing, Shadow? Credit control. Omega's back there. Why do I have to carry the piano?
Maybe she takes them roller skating.
Yeah, maybe.
Shadow's already set up for it. He doesn't even need any shoes.
I want to go bowling. Really? I pretend the pins are Eggman's robots. That works. Just loads a bowling ball into his arm cannon.
Oh, no. Oh, no. But also, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, all right, here's one from the Cyberspace Coco. Remember the chili dog vending machine in Sad AM? It was just in a sewer under Robotropolis. Who is refilling them for Sonic? How did he not get sick eating those nasty sewer dogs that have been sitting there for who knows how long? And are chili dogs really that highly consumed of a product to require their own vending machines? The answer to that last one is yes, because they have Sonic in their world.
Well, clearly this was just a ploy by Starline on his Isekai adventures. He's going to poison Sonic to death, in this world at least.
No, it's
But
Sonic,
the little rat just won't die.
Sonic's iron stomach, you know?
He did something with his metabolism, or did he build the vending machine too well? I mean, building a vending machine that creates chili dogs is no small feat, let me tell you. And you're hiding in the sewer all this time is hungry work, so, I mean, if it's good enough for Sonic, it's good enough for him. And the Isekai adventures continue.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. And we got one from the Might of Gebera. With the Sonic and DC collab/crossover on the way, could we take it as confirmation that Sonic and DC exist in the same cosmology, or they're parallel worlds? I don't know. How does it work?
They're different dimensions, and we're going to leave it at that. I'm not getting into the whole DC multiverse cosmology, because that was not built with Sonic's world in mind, and I don't want to wade into... I don't think I can wade into the shatter space or any of that. So it's just simple parallel dimension crossover story.
Yeah. It's a fun crossover. Just roll with it. Don't worry about it. Well, the implications may come up later, but for now, it's fine. Have your power scaling arguments in peace. It's okay. Twilord has a question for both of us. If the world chooses to become your enemy, will you fight like you always have?
Fight is a strong word.
It's a lot of effort.
Endure.
But I'll do my best.
Subsist. Perpetuate.
Yes.
Duck and cover.
Do what I can. Here's one from Vineclad. In the latest episode of Starline's Sky Adventures, the Doctor finds himself in the weird world of Den. With spirits and aliens around every corner, how does our favorite duck-billed dork survive in this world with his family jewels intact?
I know just enough about Den to get that reference. And the answer is he does not.
That's good, because I had no idea what this was talking about. I'm glad you know. I'm being told that Turbo Granny stole Starline's twig and berries.
I mean, how would he stop her?
I have no idea what that means.
The answer is he would try, but it don't matter.
Do they get to go off on their own isekai adventures?
No, because if you introduce that idea, someone will ask, and I am not doing that. I'm not following that Starline.
Oh. This show was a mistake, probably. Oh well, worth it. Here's a question from Windstar Osprey. It's Sonic Prime Time, part 2. This time, how the blue blurs going tribal in Boskage Maze. What would a jungle barbarian Sonic be?
Okay, so if I remember correctly, last time we leaned into the rebel without a cause angle in New Yoke.
I think so, yes.
So with Boskage, to avoid doing the same thing as Thornrose, but he's still a protector of the environment insofar as he, fights off machinery. Maybe lean into that where he is just one with nature. Like he has rejected all other civilization, all other contacts and community. He is just constantly one with the trees. He's like Tarzan out of the Disney movie, surfing on branches and perpetually moving with everything. And is just very, very at home in the woods. And if you want to talk to him or get him to help or anything else, good luck. You got to catch him first.
Yeah. Would he just be Werehog Sonic?
No, because it was just, a thematic change, not a physical change.
Okay, yeah.
Now, what you would need in that case is a full shatter space that's just Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ah, yes. That makes sense. And our last regular question for this episode is Winter Rain. What would Maria think of Sage? Would she be delighted that Ivo has his own bundle of joy now? And what would be her reaction to being identified as Auntie Maria?
Oh, she'd love it. She would be amazed at the technical implications of a living artificial intelligence. Like, she remembers Gerald experimenting with the idea, toying with it while investigating that strange robot that they unearthed, but to actually see a living... Does she breathe? Well, whatever. A living, existing AI construct with its own identity and that calls her Auntie Maria? Oh, that's delightful. She's so cute. And look at the way the coding just floats around inside her. That's so cool. She's so neat. And she's so funny. It's understated, but she gets her sense of humor. She's great.
It's adorable.
And Sage is just staring and then kind of looks over and says, Father, I understand now why great-grandfather would blow up the world for her. And Eggman's like, oh, great, you're on that bandwagon too. Yeah, Maria, wonderful, great, lovely. I'm right here. Yes, Father.
Yeah. All right. With that, I think it's time we jump into a couple questions from the Sonic X Shadow Generation spoiler zone. We're starting off with this one from Nenemiyun. In Shadow Generations, we see that Sonic has been looking for Shadow because he wanted to take the Chaos Emerald away from him, while Shadow wasn't interested since he was busy. But in Sonic Generations, it's Shadow who claims he was waiting for Sonic because he wanted to finish him off. Both come across as instigators in the other's story, so one of these hogs must be an unreliable narrator. So, Ian, tell us, who is the liar?
Well, they're both accurate at a certain point of view.
Actually, I think we intended to edit that line for Shadow, and I guess it didn't make the cut, which is unfortunate. But it's true from whatever perspective you're playing from. Let's say that. And if that's not good enough, well, white space is full of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, so they encountered different instances of themselves.
Yes.
As time fluctuated. Yeah, sure.
Who is the liar? Yes.
It was the residual chaos energy causing more wibbly wobbly in the timey-wimey.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
All right, and our last question on this episode is from Rabbit Haver. In light of the changes to Sonic Generations ending, is there a lore reason Silver holds chili dogs like they owe him rent?
This boy has not had a real chili dog in so long. He's not going to let it go. He's not even going to trust that to psychic powers, man. He must have it. He must savor it.
It must be his.
They were so close to being denied a reality without chili dogs. You don't understand the kind of pain that brought up in him.
Yes. He's going to bite someone to keep them away from his chili dogs. Mine now. Delicious.
Sonic, it's your birthday and I appreciate that, but I will hit you with a truck.
Sonic's just like, yeah, I know. It's a day that ends in Y. Of course you'll hit me with a truck. All right, let's go. We are done here.
Thank you so much to everyone who supports the show over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members, both monetarily and with all your questions. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, watch out for one another out there, and we will see you again on the BumbleKast.
Thank you, everybody. See you next time.
Omochao can never die. Omochao is a timeless, horrible creature that can never be escaped.
Well, that makes sense. What about the rest of them? Or did you say that and I was distracted?
I got through all three.
Did you? Okay, sorry. This time, how the blue blurs going tribal in Boskage Maze. You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. We went through that one a little quicker than I expected, based on how many questions we had and how long it was.
I mean, even riffed a bit, so.
Yep.
Alrighty.
We done here. I think we're done here. I'm hungry.
I gotta get up early in the morning.
Oh boy.
You gotta get the snow tires on for the thing.
Oh, it's that time again.
Oh, I hope that thing works out.
Snow tires. The thing? Yeah, it's called Winter, Rabbit Haver.
You know what I mean. Alrighty, guys.
Canadian
Have
winter.
a good night.
Yes.
Honestly, I haven't needed them for the past 2 years.
Really? Even though you've gotten them, even though you've put them on? Had them put on, or no?
No, the last 2 years I didn't bother because it was so mild, I didn't need them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, we had enough snow to pile up for a few days, but the roads were almost always clear.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see this year then, huh?